Hi everybody, Steve the musician here, and this morning I was answering a question from one of you. Questions, I love getting them, by the way, about playing high notes, and it got me to thinking that we haven't really spent a lot of time on breathing. When you're trying to play high notes, when you're trying to play longer notes, when you're trying to have your bugle or your trumpet or whatever you're doing, your voice, your harmonica, anything that uses wind, sound nice. Breathing's the most important part of that. So important that when I was in college, I was a music minor in college. For those of you who are curious, English Lit major. I was an ed double major for a while, but I finished with English literature with a minor in music, and I played trumpet. The breathing was all the time. They were talking, the professors were talking about breathing all the time. So it's not only the most basic thing to getting a tone on a wind instrument, but in a way it's also the most advanced. Every note, every time, needs to have you breathing correctly if you want it to sound good. Okay, so how do we do this? What we need to do is make sure we are completely filling our lungs. Now, most of us, well, I would say most Americans at least, most people I've taught, including, by the way, young children, breathe in a manner that is more fight or flight than it is relaxed. They breathe with just this area. Very shallow breathing. I can't get a lot of air that way. And in fact, if I breathe that way, and I try to get a nice sound on my bugle, let me concentrate to breathe that way. That's the kind of sound I get. Okay, and that's not just the cheap microphone, built-in microphone that I'm using here. It's what you're going to sound like. What you need to learn to do is to fill your lungs entirely. And if you're filling your lungs entirely, what's going to happen is this. Your abdomen is going to expand. Okay? You don't want just where you see just this upper part of your rib cage expanding. You want to see this. Be careful when you practice this, by the way, because it can get you dizzy. So, you might need to be sitting down. So every time, I'm going to stand here just so that you can see what's going on. Every time that I play a note, I inhale all the way, and then I tighten these abdominal muscles so that I have constant pressure on the air, and I have very good control on the air as it exits my throat, mouth. So, just to give you an idea, I inhale, I tighten my abs, and then I exhale. It's incredibly important. Okay, first off, let's just talk frankly. It's a wind instrument. Get as much air into your body as possible. And secondly, the pressure of the air coming out is going to help you when it comes to note changing and note quality, how beautiful you sound. This abdominal thing, it can't be undersold. I tell people to imagine that they have, like a nice, strong teddy bear, let's just say, behind them with its hands just pulling in their abdominals as they're exhaling. So you're inhaling and exhaling and inhaling and exhaling. I saw a trumpet teacher once. This guy was trying to play a high note. It wasn't me, but it could have been. He's trying to play the high note. It's not coming out. Trumpet teacher, you need to support the note. When we say tightening your abdominals, we use the word support. Support the note means to tighten your abdominals nice, tight and steady. So you just tighten the abdominals. I am. Tighten the abdominals. I am. Right. So the guy goes to hit the other note, and the trumpet teacher. Here, let's use Hamilton. Sorry, Lin-Manuel. This is the guy, the trumpet player's abdominal muscles. So he goes to hit the note, and the trumpet teacher pretends he's going to punch him. And he goes, and he stops right here. Trumpet player tightens his abdominal muscles. High note pops out. Get the idea? So, like, he can't hit the high note. When he thinks somebody's about to hit him in the gut, he tightens these muscles nice and tight. High note pops out. Teacher says, every note, every time. All right. Trouble is, I mentioned before, many of us cannot easily breathe in a relaxed fashion unless we're asleep. It's amazing the number of 9 and 10-year-olds I see that are just so stressed, they breathe shallowly. Well, those of you who are follow my channel know I have a guitar playing son. I also have a piano playing daughter, Natalie. And that was the price of telling. I had to tell you that is the price to borrow her doll. Her doll is going to help us today, along with Lin-Manuel Miranda here and Hamilton. There's an exercise you can do that is crazy simple to help you learn to breathe correctly. If you're having a hard time expanding your abdomen, this is what you do. You can name this doll in the comments below. It's a pretty cool doll. It's pretty cool because you can move its legs, sort of realistic-ish. What you're going to do is you're going to lay down on the floor or bed or whatever you're comfortable on, couch, flat back, and your knees up. Normally, have your feet down, but these are not articulated feet. You do that, you relax just a little bit, and you'll find when you breathe, your abdomen will go up and down. That's all you have to do. That is all you have to do to learn this technique. Okay? Lay flat back, knees up, and just breathe. I often tell people to put their hands on their stomach. I never do this in the music studio because I just don't think that's appropriate. And studios are also very small. I send people home to do this. So if you're a teacher, send people home to do this. But you guys at home, you can pause the video, do it now. Lay down, put your knees up, hands on your abdomen, and just breathe. Once you have that figured out, and you will pretty well instantly, I think this is how I learned it too. I remember, I think it was a college thing. You can then sit or stand and bring it to your playing. You're going to need to concentrate on it at first. And I would suggest doing some of the long tone exercises I have very soon. When I hit 200, I have some double tonguing exercises I'm going to put out. So when you do your exercises, concentrate on inhale, tighten the abs, and blow. You can get through those exercises many times with one breath. Maybe not the long tones, but the double tongue, certainly you can. If you're going to play anything, at least for the first breath, at least for that first breath, think inhale, whole abdomen, tighten, and exhale. Soon it will be so automatic, you'll have to actually concentrate to do it the wrong way. So, again, let's just notice a little difference as best as we can with my cheap little microphone here. I know I hold bugles weird. I don't know. I gotta concentrate to give you just another example of not supporting the note. It's actually very hard for me even to get a tone if I'm not supporting the note. I'm just so used to it. Now we'll support it. If you're in the same room with me, you can really tell the difference, especially if you were in the same room and I'm using my Bach Stradivarius trumpet, which is a professional trumpet. So this breathing, folks, I can't undersell it. It is so important. It is so important. Concentrate on it. And if you're one of these folks who's just kind of frustrated with how your tone sounds, if you're a little frustrated with how high you can play notes, do the breathing. Make sure you got a decent mouthpiece. Okay, you guys know I use a Stork Vacchiano 3C. I think it's pretty close to a Bach 3C. Something like that. Ask a local trumpet teacher at your local music store what's a good mouthpiece. If that's not something you can easily get your hands on, and then work on the breathing and just be patient, and you'll get it. You'll get those high notes. You'll get that beautiful tone. Folks, so glad to be able to talk to you again. Hope you continue having fun. I love hearing your comments. I love seeing your questions. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.